The Prince of Wales graduating class Valedictorian has been selected by the graduating students. Please welcome this year's Valedictorian, Mr. Liwei Wang.
Just a forward, laughter fills my empty chest cavity with warmth. Welcome, graduating class of 2010. We made it! Welcome, parents and faculty. You did it. And welcome, extremely bored, miscellaneous family members and guests. Nobody will judge you if you take a nap. This ceremony is a marathon and not a race. We are gathered here today to celebrate a remarkable event, walking across the stage and receiving a piece of paper with the word diploma on it. Actually, that was a lie. I just found out that wasn't true, but go with this pre-written speech, please. I would have preferred to receive a sheet cake with the word diploma on it, but they told me that would be impractical. However, I'm not belittling this milestone in our lives. This really is an achievement. The last 3 months alone have been a test of willpower. And to say that the finals next week are anticlimactic is an understatement. They can't take these diploma things back, can they? In these last months, what I have also noticed is that our school is in a symbiotic relationship with that strategically placed Starbucks at our very small. Our relationship, much like the one between flowering plants and bees, sharks and remora, or humans and their intestinal bacteria. Perhaps without the healthy balance of foreign artificial stimulants such as coffee, or a frappuccino in our bodies, some of us may have failed that math test or misread that essay topic, and this speech might have been contaminated by scatological humor. But somehow we managed to complete that never-ending torrent of assignments, and as we walk across the stage to receive our diploma, we know that has all been worth it. Though bearing many similarities, this sheet of paper is more than just a certificate of participation. This sheet of paper represents a glowing future in the only way that a nearly two-dimensional piece of paper with ink on it can. This sheet of paper contains not only 5 years of our hard work and dedication within its 8.5 by 11 dimensions, but that of our parents and teachers as well. This sheet of paper is our passport to another world. Prince of Wales has been home to many of us here for almost 5 years. We've endured exams, essays, and the mandatory pep rallies before long overdue vacations. In grade 8, we were put through the gauntlet of undergarments, metal rings, and business. I'm speaking of applied skills, of course. We took mandatory PE up until grade 10, and we have learned arithmetic beyond what is needed at a supermarket. In fact, one of the calculus questions I recently encountered involved a very complicated supermarket that no one would ever shop at. The price of pizza pops should never be described as a function of X. We, for some reason, have been bombarded with an assortment of dystopian novels in English. Maybe it's to cultivate an acute sense of individuality. Maybe the world needs more Ayn Rand fans. And throughout these 5 years, we've grown accustomed to the school's metaphorical face. Now that the thought of leaving is present on all of the seniors' minds, the hallways have taken on a hint of melancholy. It colors the hall's characteristic floors, lockers, and PDAs. That's public displays of affection. You're welcome, parents. I don't know about you, but sometimes as I walk between couples who are holding hands, awkwardly forcing them to let go, I think to myself, yeah, I'll miss this place. Grade 8 seems eons ago, and it's easy to forget the tentativeness with which we regarded our new higher surroundings. We used to think that the grade 12s were wise, intimidating, and above all else, tall. Now that we are grade 12s, we look at the new enthusiastic grade 8s and think, wow, they are short and naive, how embarrassing for them. Of course, we were once in their size 6 shoes, but now that we're seniors, we can put some of those awkward years behind us. In fact, some of us here are 18. For those of you who are, you have inherited new responsibilities. You are now legally allowed to vote, purchase firearms, and consume alcohol. Actually, scratch the last one. You're only mature enough to buy and handle guns. Despite all of the wonderful memories we have created in this community, it will soon be time to move on, and I think that is a really exciting prospect. It may be hard to imagine leaving behind this X-shaped school with its randomly punctured cardboard ceilings, its secret asbestos-filled underground tunnels, or even its newest addition, the 4 grave-sized community gardens behind the mini-school that looks like ground zero for a zombie apocalypse. But it's time to move on. Don't worry too much if you miss high school. You can still live vicariously through your children. I know I certainly will when I am the legal guardian of grade 12. I will say to him or her, Excalibur Wang. Unisex name. I think you need to run for valedictorian. Besides, I think it's natural to miss high school, the quote-unquote best years of our lives. I've forged some wonderful friendships in school, and I especially love my mini class. They are some of the most wonderful people I have ever met. After all, Prince of Wales is a place where meaningful connections can be made with our peers, and even with some of the faculty. But speaking of connections, and speaking of speaking, the circuitry in our speakers of our PA system is awful. On bad days, deciphering the morning announcements is like trying to construct a piece of cubist furniture with an instructional manual written as light that oxidizes and disappears after 20 seconds. Yet still we try, as the announcements are our daily informant about the many wonderful events we've had in the past year at Prince of Wales. Events like the back-to-school blast, the recent gymnasium hoedown, and some of the best dances I never attended. And obviously the phenomenal prom, which was memorable for many reasons, my favorite of which involved the crowning of prom king and queen. It was spectacular on many levels. Those of you who saw it know exactly what I'm talking about. Also, I don't know if you have noticed, but our grad class is phenomenally talented, with, and I am using these superlatives in a literal sense, the best high school music production I have seen, the best yearbook, the best artists and performers, and just simply the best talent. So beat that, Point Break, Bing, the Hamburg, McGee, Gibbs, Churchill, U-Hill, and the International Academy for the Deaf and Blind. Just kidding, I made that last go up, but wouldn't that have been awful? Though the transition to the completely alien real world may seem intimidating, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, we all completed graduation transitions, right? I'm certain that has prepared us for every single possible facet of post-secondary life. It has taught me everything I need to know to live the remaining 62.7 years on average of my life. However, if you decide to study in the States, you would probably die 2.7 years earlier than your Canadian peers. Not even the grad transitions can help you there. But in all seriousness, we're not the grade 10s that we once were. We are finally ready to make a name for ourselves. We will be known as the class of the most successful students, the class that narrowly avoided the spectacular obliteration of early Fridays. And most importantly, we will define ourselves as being teenagers who are fascinated with frivolous subjects such as vampires, to being well-adjusted, successful young adults who lie about their fascination with such subjects. Some of us may even join the ranks of great PW alumni such as Kim Campbell, the first female Prime Minister of Canada, or perhaps Landon Ling, described on Wikipedia as a semi-professional Chinese soccer player, and hopeful future YouTube pop sensation. But whether you are leaving the province, the country, or staying in earthquake-imminent BC, I sincerely wish each and every one of you the best of luck in your post-secondary endeavors. I'm pretty sure on Facebook I'm at least a friend of all the grads in the audience. So I'll be keeping an eye on every single one of you, sending you little naive messages like, what were you doing partying instead of studying last night? Future employers can see those photos, you know. Or if you didn't change your relationship status to single after being dumped, people wouldn't be distracting you on Facebook all the time. Or stop quoting Allison in your status updates. Before I wrap up, I want to recognize the collective efforts of all the teachers, parents, and guardians who supported us. They deserve a round of applause of novelty phone hand proportions. Enjoy the summer of 2010 grads, because right now we are suspended in that brief period of time just before we propel ourselves into certain uncertainty. Whichever direction we take will carry us far. Thank you.